in the commentary box with Mitch Fenner and, of course, Christine Still. I'm delighted to be here because this is my first time up in the commentary. I'm very excited. Sure, it's going to be fun, don't you think?
Oh, it should be an absolute great competition. We've had the qualifiers and much anticipated competition between these.
China, they're saying, might challenge the USA. I don't believe it myself. And I was talking to someone in the gym this afternoon, and they said Ukraine qualified in third, but don't expect them to finish there. And they're tipping Russia to creep in amongst the medals. It should be a really great competition.
Yeah.
I wonder, though, whether USA can be toppled.
Well, there was 33 teams that came here. Were you surprised with any of them, Christine?
Yeah, there were a few that surprised. Brazil were very strong, have come back really well. Australia, really strong. This new judging system suits their style. They're very stylish, clean gymnasts. So it has been good. China could topple America, USA. They weren't as invincible as they've looked in the last few years. And in fact, in qualifying, 2 of their gymnasts fell from the beam, which is really unusual. So, however, of course, China fell about a bit as well, which they often do. But one day, just one day, they'll have to get it together. And maybe it's tonight.
Well, of course, the USA became first in the Worlds in 2003. They were third in 2001, 95 they were third. Going back 94, 91 they were second. I've got a feeling I think we'll do it again, Mitch, to be honest.
They've got the pedigree. What they are, they're great competitors. They don't, you can never set your watch by them. But at the same time, they want to win.
Yeah.
And they know how to win. And they're used to winning.
Well, the arena's looking pretty empty at the moment there without the gymnasts. Will they be warming up at the moment, Christine?
Yes, they've got another identical set of apparatus in a warm-up gym, and they'll be warming up on that in that gym right till the very last minute when they change into the competition leotards and line up in the tunnel ready to march on.
Yeah, the atmosphere in here is absolutely incredible. I just desperately want to get down there and either run down the vault or jump up onto the, onto the air bars there. It really grabs you, doesn't it, in here?
It's a lovely atmosphere. And by the way, Matt, I've seen you run down a vault runway, and I've seen you jump over a horse.
Yes.
Not so long ago.
Well, it wasn't actually. 15 I saw packed in, so a good 10, well, 14 years actually. Let's not even go there. But there's 3,400 seats here, and they're filling up very nicely. And a great wide audience from all over the world. Lots of support come here.
Yes, quite a cosy arena. It's there we are, there they are, lining up in the tunnel, as you can see. This is when the little bit of nerve starts to bite as you stand there.
Yeah. It's nasty looking, I think, there, isn't it? Just competing on the asymmetric bars.
Yep, that's the only piece she competed in the qualifier, and it's the only piece we expect to see her on in this competition. She's recovering from an ankle injury, and they obviously didn't want to risk her on anything else. But look, she's bouncing up and down happily there.
Yeah. There's 6 in the team there, but is it just 4 that are going to be competing as well?
It'll be 3. They've got to name 3. And this is the exciting thing about this competition. It's 3 in and all 3 scores count. That's why Christine's point earlier that if you're not consistent, this is where China let themselves down a little bit. They're going to need USA to make lots of problems, make lots of mistakes. And I think that this 3-on-3 is a great format. It sorts them out.
And the difference in the faces, the Chinese girls look tense there, whereas the Americans, they love it. If you've risen to the top in the United States of America, you love competing. This is your stage.
Well, here come the gymnasts into the arena. The rapturous applause of the audience. And this is how the competition will work. The 8 countries that manage to get through qualification will have a team of 6. From that 6, 3 gymnasts are selected to compete on each of the apparatus. Whatever happens, those scores are added together. No margin for error here. This is going to be a real competition.
For the 2006 World Gymnastics Championship, team title for women.
The Australians, Chris, they look good, don't they?
They do, and everything is choreographed down to the way they march in. It's very, very strong unit, very good discipline, and they really were a strong team. They surprised me quite how strong they were, because they've lost a couple of their more experienced members. Two of the team that competed at Commonwealth Games aren't here, but they certainly came in strongly.
So what's going to be going through these gymnasts' minds at the moment? How do you prepare for something like this?
It depends on your nature. Those who love it will be thinking, wow, I can't wait to get out there, see the crowd, feel the buzz. Those who love training and don't love competing will be thinking, please let it be over quickly.
I think if the USA have their way, they'll be pretty much unapproachable. They have that look about them, don't they?
They do look very confident indeed, and of course they're going to be competing with the Chinese as well in the same group. It's one to watch.
Yep, they start on the vault. We'll have the 3 gymnasts from the USA on the vault, and when they finish vault and the other apparatus have finished, then there'll be another warm-up, and we'll see the Chinese on vault. So there's plenty of warm-up for these gymnasts. Here you can see the team warming up on the floor. It's Brazil, Danielle Hippolito, one of the really, really experienced gymnasts from the Brazilian team.
With a little bit of Ukrainian influence, Ostapenko.
That's right, they've been there since '96. Oh, look at that, full twisting back somersault on the beam.
Incredible for a warm-up.
Each gymnast has 30 seconds warm-up on the beam in this last warm-up, and they'll choose probably their 3 or 4 most difficult skills to do in the final little moments.
But it's not about winning the warm-up, is it?
Absolutely.
So in this 3-minute warm-up then, the gymnasts are just trying to get themselves moving, a bit of coordination together, and just hope that they can replicate the calmness when they're actually competing.
Well, of course, you see, they've walked from not a brightly lit gym for TV. They've walked in from a rather dull situation into the bright lights, and it just gives them the little feel of the apparatus and the opportunity to adjust.
Okay, well, here we go, the World Gymnastics Championships 2006. There's subdivisions. Rotation 1, the United States, had China on vault, Ukraine and Russia on the bars, Romania and Australia on the beam, and Brazil and Spain are competing on the floor. First to go on the floor from Brazil, Danielle Hippolito.
Very powerful gymnast. Complex first tumble, 2.5 twist into full twisting front somersault. Just a double twist, quite a simple move there. Has to link the powerful tumbles with the big jumps and spins. 2.5 tuck front. Just a little bit untidy around the feet and legs with some of this dance work. And as yet, we haven't seen a double somersault now. One of the requirements is to show twists and double somersaults. Here it comes, double pike to finish.
Well, what a fantastic start. She must be delighted with that.
Hippolito has a floor pedigree. Her brother's World Cup champion. And she, as Chris said, finally met all the requirements, but plenty of acceleration through the flick. That's the double pike to wrap it all up very nicely.
Okay, here we go with vault. This is Jana Biga, the USA. Chelsea Memel to go on vault.
Plenty of focus here. A little bit of limbering.
Næste gymnast i spring over hest den regerende verdensmester fra verdensmesterskaberne i Melbourne 2005.
Mentally rehearsing that vault. Chelsea Memel, world champion in 2005.
Saluting the judges, Chelsea Memel. Deep breath. Off she goes.
And what from the world all-round champion? Opens up with a double twist from the Checo approach. Good, solid team launch.
A little smile there on Chelsea's face as she walks away.
Good style, really well round the double twist. One of the most difficult vaults. It's got a tariff of 5.8. She flips on, holds that straight body shape, just allowing the legs to cross. That's where the judges will make their deductions.
Current world champion. She must feel pretty at home here in the arena.
This is her place. This is where she loves to be. Very aggressive competitor, risen to the top of the American system. Jana Biga, I should say, Andrea, her mother. Oh! And look at that, just mistimed it. Sat the first vault down. Now that has to count to the team total.
Made a contact, but lack rotation there. Just a bit flat off the top of the horse. Needs to push a lot harder from here, but her feet went too far over her head. That was the result. Good acceleration. Have another look here. Needs to get those hands hot off the top. Little arm bend and just lack rotation.
And how many vaults do the gymnasts get?
Just one each.
Well, there's a score. Jana Biga, 13.950.
Lost 0.8 for the fall. So the Americans have already given away a little bit. Very unexpected, that.
It's expensive now. You fall now, it's 0.8. It used to be 0.5.
Yes, very costly for her.
Daria Zagoba from the Ukraine. Chalking up, ready to go on to the asymmetric bars. Coach there just leading her through the routine. Just reminding her to keep her legs together, I'm sure.
Just a few last little pointers for her.
Yeah.
She'll just be concentrating, going through in her mind. Some gymnasts use a little bit of mental rehearsal, see themselves performing a successful routine. Others like to just keep their minds blank and just let their bodies take over. But they get used to this long wait. That's one of the features, particularly when you've got a new judging system like we have now. The judges are all still getting used to the deductions, the start values, just the same as the audience are getting used to the much higher scores than before.
Daria Zagoba then on the asymmetric bars. Third, the 2005 European Championships on asymmetric bars. Should be hoping for a good performance for her and her team here.
She certainly looks relaxed, Christine, doesn't she?
She does, and the gymnasts have to wait for the green light to come up on the scoreboard to give them the okay to go. Once it comes up, they've got 30 seconds to start, so they have to keep their wits about them.
It's a good, strong start. Daria Skova.
Oh, and nearly missed that first hand. Recovered well. Very difficult pike in and out. Straight into reverse swing. Lovely full pirouette and a beautiful piked front somersault. Now, the judges on this judging system are very keen to see the gymnast hit a complete handstand. What she must show, absolute handstand. She was a tiny bit short, but very nice turn off to handstand. A big dismount, just a small step. Very good work.
Very good work indeed for her and the Ukraine. The coach is delighted. Let's have a look at this again, Christine.
There's the front somersault. She recatches at full stretch, and that's a lovely handstand. They need to see the feet absolutely above the head.
Plenty of air in that release and catch. Beautiful pike Jaeger. And look at the line there. Just adjusting body shape. Toe on and off. Some nice technique here. Plenty of heels to guarantee the double rotation. Good routine.
Next to go on vault for the USA, Alicia Sacramone. She needs a good vault here after Jana's. Fortunately sat down on that one. She needs to pull something out the bag here for the USA.
And she is capable of doing that. She's won World Cup vault. She's also a world floor champion, so she can do it. That's a good vault, superbly done. 1.5 twists from the pike somersault kick out.
Fantastic.
Huge, strong plant on the horse. Pikes the body, wraps in the 1.5 turns. Just what was needed.
On floor for Brazil, Diana dos Santos.
Such a well-known floor worker. Watch these tumbles. Pike front somersault into full twisting double back. Another huge tumble coming. Oh, the double Arabian. Fabulously high jump. Now this is a big, big tumble. There's your third run. Double straight.
Always has the audience in the palm of her hand, doesn't she?
Sold the routine. She must finish with a big, strong tumble. Oh!
Diana dos Santos, the crowd go wild here for that. Of course, she's the world champion on floor in 2003. Wonderful member to have in your team.
Yeah, but just overcooked that last tumble a little bit, didn't she, Mitch?
Certainly did.
Chelsea Memmel's score on vault then, 15.075. Like second at the moment. On to beam, Sandra Izbasa from Romania.
Traditionally one of the strong apparatus for the Romanians. Good control. Goes forwards and backwards in the acrobatic series. Absolutely solid. forward, just a little dip of the shoulders. Of course, these errors now are going to be scrutinized even more than before and more expensive in terms of deductions. But she's recovered well. Very nice aerial, strongly through the lunge. And a side somersault which just skips along the beam. Absolutely plonks her feet down in that front. Very confident in the 360. And apart from that little shoulder dip earlier on, this has been impressive. What for the dismount? 3 twists and just an adjustment.
Very nice routine indeed. Sandra actually qualified with the 3rd highest score. But oh, it never ceases to amaze me, Christine, how these gymnasts are glued to that beam.
Well, it's hours and hours of practice. She was good, but she was a little untidy in places, and she's given a little bit of room to the others.
But when you're talking about a team effort, that's the sort of performance you need, just to prop up the team.
Alicia Sacramone on vault. Scored 15.575. Takes them up into 1st position.
In this rotation,
Needs to go on bars for the Ukraine.
China.
Lovely, lovely line. Look at those swings in the invert, into the Kachev over the bar. Fabulous work, very unusual work as well. Just loses a little tension through her back, but those pirouettes are very clean. You can see how she really aims all the time. Oh, but there we are. Just didn't have the swing out of the upstart. Had to take a pause. 0.5 at least deducted there. And that turn was just a little bit late, but she's recovered well and swings high into the dismount. But they really could have done without that error in the middle.
Krasnyanska looks absolutely gutted with that.
There we are, it's this link. She shoots up to the high bar, just doesn't have the swing.
Some nice touches, and it's such a pity. Nice technique there, good transfer, but look at this. Bent her arms very badly. Just couldn't maintain the body tension, and that's where the rhythm absolutely failed her.
Diana Santos waiting for her score on floor. There it is, 15.025. Takes Brazil into 2nd position. I guess it's important just to kind of put little niggles like that out of your mind in a team competition like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, anyone can make a mistake. It's when you allow one mistake to go on to the next piece and be 2 mistakes. I think the gymnasts find this competition very difficult when they know there's no escape. You know, all those 3 scores have to count, and it rattles some of them.
On the floor from Spain.
Theas Escolar from Spain on the floor.
The music's powerful. What about the start? Full in, back out, pike to finish. Very nice. And now in to the presentation. Next big tumble. That time, full twisting double in the tuck position. So 2 big backward tumbles from Escolar. And just a little bit uncontrolled at the end of the pirouette skill. Front step out. Just a little bit loose around the knees and feet. Double pike, but again, slight lack of control.
Must be hard. I mean, it's a first World Championships. He's only 16. It's incredible.
Yes, and lots of pressure. And difficult on the floor particularly, because although they've warmed up in the gym outside, it's not on a podium. And floor particularly, that changes. They really get a lot of bounce out of the floor on the podium.
Been at the moment. Kayajora.
Gymnasts from Australia and the Australian team have been going very well during this championships. And I was particularly impressed with this young gymnast. She did some very nice work. Was the top Australian in the team qualifying event. Oh, flip, tuck back somersault. She sighted the landing very late, but recovered. Now that was a very well controlled spin. Both forward and sideways elements. Difficult leap, attempts to throw her head back. Judges have to decide whether the back leg got right up to the head. Now just a little pause for dismount. The round off. 2.5 twist, well landed.
Preparation for the Australians is shining through again, isn't it?
And very good selection as well. They've spent the last 20 years or so really selecting young children into their institutes, and it's showing, it's paying dividends now.
Zhuru from China on the vault.
1.5 twist, difficult to spot, and she had trouble with it. Zhuru.
A little bit of a different technique. She snaps off the top, waits, and then puts the twist in quite late. It's very effective, but it meant she didn't have a lot of time to open out for the landing. Oh, but she's relaxed enough to sign an autograph.
And the score comes up, Zhuru, 14.45. Escola's score on floor, 14.5. Good spin into 5th position. She doesn't look that pleased with that, does she?
No, she probably would have hoped a little bit more.
Zheng Fai from China. Chalks up, ready for the vault.
Now she just vaulted fantastically in the qualifying competition. Has she got it in her legs to do it again today? They were the last team to work in qualifying, the Chinese, so they didn't finish competing until lunchtime yesterday. So it's a quick turnaround for them.
So much power in this young lady, isn't there?
She wowed us, of course, with her floor exercise in the Olympics in Athens, but she's grown a lot since then, Mitch, hasn't she?
She looks comfortable with it. Just so explosive. After this build-up, just hope she hits.
Zheng Fai then, the reigning world champion on vault.
She will have nominated the vault before she runs. Needs all that fantastic power. Flip on, 2.5 twist, makes it look easy.
What a vault.
She didn't let us down. Smacks in 2.5 twists. Lovely to see.
Guess that's what being world champion's all about, really, isn't it?
Half a twist more than any other gymnast in the competition.
Kristina Pravdina from Russia approaches bars.
Very powerful beat to handstand. Good stowed up. And again, not a totally confident transfer, but rescues the swing. Nice stoop in and out. And again, the pirouette across the bar. Good control in the ginger, but it did slow a little. Rescued the swing. Kachev safely negotiated, but didn't hit handstand, and that was a problem. She didn't hit handstand on top bar, didn't get the swing she needed, and that's what happens.
You feel she kind of lost the rhythm after that ginger there, just with the upstart?
They're so used to taking that move from handstand, aren't they, Christine, that if they don't, they have to think very quickly, and the swing must be affected.
Yeah, she dropped with the wrong angle, really. She caught the bar, but with an angle in her shoulders, and as you hit the bottom, boom, you rip off.
Big test now, though. Nice and easy. Finding a way across the bar. There's the double pike dismount, which was beautifully performed. But to what purpose?
Well, she nails it just to prove she can do it. Must be very difficult in front of such a big audience. All eyes are on you. But Patricia Moreno on floor from Spain.
Great pedigree on floor, this gymnast. She's been world champion. Ooh, but she's not going to be with that sort of performance. 2 whips into full twisting double back, but bounce straight out. Now she has to recover the music. Triple twist, she's really struggling to control the landing. Very nice series of leaps. Now, can she control it better this time? Yes, the straight front somersault. Because she knows her score has to count. It's important she doesn't go to pieces. She must make the final tumble. And she does with good concentration.
Patricia Moreno, bronze medalist at the Olympics. Shame about that first tumble though, Mitch.
She really pulled the double pike around at the end, and that's what she would have wanted all the way through. Consistent tumbling. That first tumble set the pattern, really. She couldn't settle after.
Polina Miller from Russia on bars.
And it can't be easy when you see your teammate make an error, because pressure's on now. They can't afford another one. All to count. 2 performances left. Tuck Jaeger. I wonder if it was intentional. Oh, that's nice. So on Kachev, nicely done. Easy transfer. Now then. Full twist in the double tuck, and it's beautifully stopped. That's exactly what was needed.
Good solid performance there, Christine.
Yes, yes, much stronger than the previous gymnast. Good, strong dismount as well. The other Russians have dismounted with a lot easier somersaults, and that affects their start value quite a bit.
Holly Dykes from Australia.
The graphic says so, but I don't think it is Holly Dykes. Possibly they'll correct themselves.
Karen Nguyen from Australia.
Gremlins in the machine.
Karen Nguyen then for Australia onto the beam.
Difficult apparatus to start as your first piece, but great once it's over. When she manages to hold the leg up, that gives her a series. The free walkover into the side somersault. A few extra points for that. And another very good series, beautiful straight legs. Another lovely layout somersault, gainer layout. She's got very nice extension. Feet stretched all the time. That was perhaps not quite so well extended, the turn. Side somersault. Strong technique, every landing with the foot right on the beam. Oh, that's the least confident move she's done, but the gymnast has to include a 360-degree spin. She has to include a dismount. Big double back, oh, what a shame. Lots of height, but just a bit short on rotation.
Needed to set the shoulders back just a little bit more.
That was such a shame because it was going well.
It was a good routine, wasn't it? There's the full twisting Corbett flip, named after, of course, the great Olga Corbett. And she's really got lovely extension. Side somersault.
Peggy will sort it out though, won't she?
Just mulling over slightly what went wrong with the dismount. But Patricia Moreno then on the floor, 13.3. We're on to the next rotation. The crowd here really getting into it. They love the rotations, don't they?
They love the music. We've had some dancing in the aisles to the music. We've got a whole dance routine from some of the audience.
And from
me.
I was going to say.
I knew you were going to say it, see?
He can't sit down. Every time the rotation starts, Mitch is on his feet.
Tell you what, talking about Peggy Liddick, she is such an influence on that Australian team. She's in control, she looks after them, and she's stern as well, isn't she, Christine?
Yes, Peggy Liddick is American. She was coach of Shannon Miller, who was one of the great American world champions. And she moved, probably 10 or 12 years ago to Australia and has led as performance director the Australian gymnastics for a long time. And they're a very, very well organised unit.
We've obviously been talking about the fact that these three scores are added together. Tactically, as a coach, does it differ if things have to go wrong? I mean, we've seen a few gymnasts with a few little hiccups. Does the plan change?
Well, you haven't got much time to change anything. With only 3 gymnasts and they're going one after the other, and it's not the sort that they're well programmed, the gymnasts. It's not the sort of thing you can say to them, oh, take that move out. It's not going so well. You maybe could say that in this 3-minute warm-up, couldn't you, Mitch? But not actually, I think, once they've finished their warm-up and settled their minds as to what they're doing. But for me, the tactical point would be who you choose for your routines. You know, you might have a gymnast with a slightly lower start value, but with much more consistency.
For first up. That gives the pyramid, that gives the base to the pyramid.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need that experience going first. But I've noticed lots of the youngsters are going up first as well, and it's a special mental quality to be first up and set the tenor for the rest of the team. But No, I think once you've set the order, it's down to the gymnasts.
So with this new scoring system, then, you can make it as difficult as you like, if you will, I mean, in layman's terms. So if something does go wrong, do they think, OK, let's put a really difficult move in now to build that score up high?
They're more likely, if something goes wrong, to say, take the very difficult move out and play safe, because
right.
the very difficult move is likely to have quite a lot of risk attached to it. And, you know, the most difficult move is sort of worth 0.6. Oh, sorry, here we got a result.
Jung Fai on vault with a score of 15.275. Takes China into second place behind the Americans. Not a surprise there, really?
No, I think it will be between them.
So the standings after the first rotation. Romania in first, USA second, China in third, Brazil 4, Ukraine 5, Australia 6, Russia 7, Spain in 8th.
Romania, of course, have started on their very favoured piece, the beam. They would not expect to be able to hold that so well everywhere else.
Jung Fai on vault, the score of 15.275. Rank third.
I think the rank 3 is the third position, the third highest score on the vault.
Kristina Pravedina, beam from Russia.
Very businesslike opening. Need to be solid. Doesn't want that adjustment. Accelerates through the backflip. Safely through the back somersault, but again, a tiny adjustment necessary. Very ambitious 360. Beautifully done.
We have Romania in the lead, the 45.225.
Free walkover, making absolutely sure. And there's the side somersault. But those delays, how crucial are they, Christine?
The little pauses, the judges deduct a little bit, but they are prepared to consider the difficulty of the skill being performed as well.
Well, she's absolutely determined to go through this. There's a double tuck at the end. Just dip forward with the shoulders.
Quite a big step forward there. How much will she lose for that?
0.5, sort of quite a hefty deduction, really.
Georgia Bonora on floor for Australia.
Georgia Bonora, Australia.
Georgia Bonora, Australia.
Very well landed full twisting double back. Now, we've seen a lot of problems on the landings, but she concentrated well. 2.5 again, played safe. Nicely out of the full twisting front somersault. Triple spin, I think they would just give that. These gymnasts including 4 or even sometimes 5 tumbles, and that tumble with 2 difficult series in. Try and finish with a difficult double somersault. She does that double pike.
Good solid routine, coached by John Hart, who I understand has a bit of a connection to the British squad over in Melbourne.
That's right. He runs the club, Waverley Gymnastics, that looked after the England team while they were over at the Commonwealth Games and made a lot of friends of the English gymnasts.
A little hug and a little smile. Next on bars, Zhu Zhuru.
And it used to be, didn't it, that when the Chinese approached bars, you thought they're going to make up some headway, but they had problems, didn't they, qualifying, Christine?
They did yesterday, but I'm sure they'll want to put that behind us, and they still are fabulous technicians, Mitch, aren't they?
Lovely line, look at that, clear circle technique, lovely transfer, clean, and lovely from the invert combination. Just hops around that bar with lots of confidence. A flourish and a beautifully high straddle Jaeger, and just drifts to make that connection to the lower bar. A little bit more like we expected from the Chinese, but the dismount still to come. There's another invert, beautifully performed. Winding up. Coach is vigilant, but he's not needed in a double straight. Superb.
That was absolutely incredible. What a fantastically beautiful routine there. Kristina Pravdina being 15.075. Is she okay, Christine?
Oh yeah, she's cheering for her teammate. They're very involved in each other's performances.
Next on floor, Holly Dykes.
Holly Dykes taking to the floor from Australia.
The big star of Australian gymnastics. They have great hopes for her, and that's why. Wonderful poise on the triple spin. Full twisting double back. She's powerful, but she's very elegant.
Very light on her feet, isn't she?
Beautiful hands. But not such difficult tumbles as some we've seen. See, her performance is very clean, no stumbling about. Has she got the stamina to finish it without tumbling? Just about.
Very nice, concise, clean and crisp routine. At 16, it's her first World Championship. She's got to be happy with that, Christine.
Oh yeah, very pleased. And this judging system really rewards that very elegant work.
Og på båden skal vi nu se Aarhus fra kvalificeret til slutfinalen i meter på.
To the beam from Russia, Anna Pavlova.
She's produced some lovely work over the years on this apparatus. Walk over into side somersault with that deliberate pause, which was quite effective. It set up the combination beautifully. Oh. Full twist in the backflip. Just those tiny little adjustments. Very quick to square the shoulders there. Double twist in the Corbett. Difficult to believe that the originator, that was 35 years ago. You weren't here, Matt. 2.5 twists, nice and easy.
Very nice dismount. She'll be pleased, and so will her mum, because she's coached by her mum.
That's right, lovely flowing routine. She's very accomplished on the balance beam, Pavlova. She's a very experienced gymnast. Like you said, Mitch, she had a little wobble, but she disguised it, you could see. Able to readjust her body movements, and look, that's lovely. Beautiful split in the jumps. Textbook technique on those.
She qualified with the 4th highest score on beam. Suhuru on bars, 15.150. That's the highest score we've seen on bars during the competition. Huge congratulations to the teammates. They're delighted, of course.
That's right, like Mitch mentioned earlier, when the first person starts out well, it helps the team tremendously. And especially after such a dodgy time yesterday.
Next to go on bars, and Pan Pan from China.
Very slight gymnast who really had a poor competition in the qualifier, but will be anxious to show what she's worth. Lovely Ginger somersault there. Very unusual there, front away with half turn. Shoots up to the high bar. Just a little bit of strength she needed to continue. Turns are crisp, the swing and the line is beautiful. Look at that, finishes in handstand. And again, long routine. Full twisting, double back dismount. Oh, the smile will be big there.
China being very consistent on bars. Brilliant.
2 from 2, 2 from 2, and that's what builds the team score. Beautiful dismount.
I presume piling the pressure on gymnast number 3 as well.
Certainly, but she'll be buoyed by that. There's the front away half turn, which is an unusual transfer to the lower bar. Pushes her head through to use a little bit of strength there to make sure. But there were some lovely touches here. Fully extended. The inverted swings. There's that front away half turn. And didn't drop the rhythm of the swing at all. They're building very well, aren't they?
They are, and it would just be lovely to see them hold themselves together. They're aware of the camera as well. They're very much building up for Beijing in every sense of the word. Media friendly. Ankle was taped for the performance. The doctor takes all the taping off. He's done his job.
Can she get near her teammate, Suhuru, with that score? Off we go to vault. Laura Campos from Spain.
Converts the run up very well. Makes the double twist, just a little hop forward. She looked slightly lumbering on the approach, but she really used the takeoff effectively here.
She did great height, wasn't it? She was a bit short. They don't have to clear the meter mark any longer, but she really did hop forward, and that will be a deduction.
Laura Campos' score, 14.650. Ranked second. A lot of the gymnasts here just warming up for their pieces of apparatus.
It's only a 2-minute warm-up, as there's just 3 gymnasts. You get 30 seconds each, and then sort of 30 seconds to clear the apparatus. So when everybody's finished, the first gymnast will perform.
Next to grace the beam, Olga Sherbatik.
And that's just what she didn't want, the very first move falling. And you Ukraine were so strong in qualifying on the beam. It's very difficult. You have to put that right behind you, don't you, Mitch?
Well, the prospect of performing a beam routine after that must be very daunting, but they train for it.
They do, and it's very tempting when you're coaching to let the gymnast say, start again after you've fallen off your mount, but they do have to practice carrying on as well, even if they've fallen. And now she's got into her rhythm, she's performing very well. Unusual. Gymnast has to show an element low on the beam. The judge's manual, it says the leotard has to go down onto the beam. So that's one of the requirements. And that's another. 2 jumps together, one which hits splits. Well, it's been packed full. Once she got over the start, great dismount, great finish.
She got the 6th highest score in qualification. She'd be very disappointed with that start.
She will, because Ukraine are pushing as well. They would be hoping for a medal.
Danielle Hipólito from Brazil is at the end of the runway for the vault.
She's powerful on floor, she's powerful on vault. Oh, she really was emphatic there. Just the full twist, if you can say such a thing, Christine.
Yeah, because she looked like she got plenty of time in the air to add more than a full twist, but going for good style, legs lovely and locked together, opening out for landing. Just a deduction for the step. You can see there behind, it's a tariff of 5. So the maximum she can score is 15. 10 for performance and 5 for difficulty. And the judges take away from that.
A very solid vault. Off we go to the floor. Daniela Drunkia.
Very fast little gymnast across the floor. Very nice full twisting double back. One and a half into full twist. Just a little bit the floor hit her. Very bouncy, great jumps. Very bouncy little gymnast, but quite immature, the dance work. Just looks a little hesitant. I'm sure it'll be a big tumble, and it is. Lovely triple twist. All the panache of the Romanians we've come to admire over the years, but without quite the finish. And another big tumble, double pike somersault.
Daniela Drunkia then from Romania. Look at another few tumbles.
So light, feather light, and absolutely power-packed.
How much help does that floor give them then? I guess the bounce has kind of changed a bit over the years. Well, Daniela Drunkia's score there on floor, 14.350. 5th high score so far.
Oh yeah, it's very bouncy, the floor. Good lift they get from it.
Chelsea Memel then approaches bars, current all-around women's world champion. Closes her eyes, goes through the beginning of the routine, no doubt.
Just behind her shoulder, you can see her father sitting in the audience, just having a few words there. He coaches her, not on the floor tonight.
Must be hard for him.
I think he trusts her, though. He says she's a fantastic competitor.
You can see him better now.
She does have that presence, doesn't she? There's something about the way she stands there. There's focus, there's determination, and she's away. Oh, and she's off the bar. Well, this is what happens under pressure. The Chinese, who had all the problems in qualifying on bars, and now the United States get on this apparatus and swing the door open for them.
She seemed to hit that with an extreme amount of confidence, but it wasn't to be.
It wasn't to be. Well, she's doing the job now. She's back trying to minimize the damage. That's what it's about now. She's got to give her two compatriots a chance to make good the damage. But what a competition it'll be now. Hits the double top front, but how much damage? Well, pressure's on the next two.
Well, it's a straight 0.8 deduction for the fall. She just went for length. You can see she didn't quite get the handguards over. The handguard has a ridge, and you have to get the ridge over. We call it the dowel. It has to go over the bar. Just can't believe it.
Well, has Chelsea left the door open there? We'll find out soon enough.
There were other deductions in that routine as well. The squat dislocation, when she squats in and out, didn't come out at handstand.
Arina Krasnianska then from the Ukraine, preparing for her beam routine. She needs a good solid performance here.
See the scoreboard behind her showing the previous gymnast score, and at the top you've got all the individual judges' scores out of 10. She waits to see the scoreboard change to green. She's got the green light.
On the floor from Romania.
Beautiful lines, this gymnast. Look, her legs so straight, absolute split position. And look at this lovely walk on her hands. Down into the beautiful lever position. Little gymnasts all over the country will be practicing those skills. And how about that round off straight back somersault? That was such a difficult move. So confidently performed. Front somersault, so we've seen backwards, sidewards, forwards, full range of elements. And a beautiful jump, but it was a little bit costly. A big wobble. She's like a classical ballerina, isn't she? Lovely poise, lovely finish. Great splits. Very elegant. Just now needs to be precise here. She is with the takeoff. Deep landing. But fabulous work.
Chelsea waiting for her score, and there it is, 14.475 on bars. Well, it's been all over the place for America there, and Russia being very consistent on the beam. Nastia Lukin taking to the bars. Hopefully a good score to put America back into the championships.
And you can put your money on a good score, I think, because she qualified with the highest 16.2. She's only here to do bars, and she really needs to pull it out now. Oh, Valeri standing by, but he wasn't needed. Now this is clean. Such a beautiful body line. Plenty of air in the pack salto to lower bar. And again, but almost lost her right leg there. Strong kick coming up. Piked in the first, laid out in the second. She was better in qualifying, but what do you think?
She wasn't happy landing, was she? She's had an ankle injury. The work on the bar was great. I thought very, very nice. Just the tiniest hint of split legs on a couple of elements. The work on the bar was great, but she belted into the dismount, and she really didn't have the confidence to put her feet squarely down and not move, which has to be at least a 0.3 deduction. Really piked heavily down there, if not a 0.5 really.
Came off the bar a little bit quickly, I think.
She did, and quite untidy, isn't she, Mitch, there? Look at that. That's not a comfortable looking landing.
Valeri Lukin, of course, proud dad. First man ever to triple in competition.
Sandra Izbaza from Romania takes to the floor.
The experienced member of the Romanian team. Very nice on the floor exercise. All three lovely tumbles in a row. Pause for breath. Full twisting double back and meets the floor beautifully. No hint of the floor hitting her. Another beautifully high and split jump. Oh, lost away on the triple spin though. The judges are very hot on deducting for that sort of thing. Whoa, what a difficult combination to finish with. Not to finish with in the third series.
In this third rotation, we welcome on board Romania.
Pauses, takes her time, big round off backflip, triple twist and beautifully clean.
That triple twist was absolutely nailed. Extraordinary.
We talked about the door being swung on for the Chinese. What about the Romanians, the way they're going?
Yeah, this was a very polished floor performance, much classier than the previous performer, but the previous performer did her job.
Score for Sandra Izbaza on floor, 15.425. And that's a very good score on floor. Yes, she says.
With another double twist from the Yurchenko approach, and beautifully done, clean and high.
Yeah, she's one of the emerging talents, I think, from this Brazilian team. Lots of power, lovely double twist.
There's Souza's score of 15 for that vault. Little hop back. Well, the standings so far, the United States are in the lead. Thought they might have been in trouble there, but China haven't put a foot wrong. They're in second, being very, very consistent indeed. And the Ukraine there as well, of course, still in the running. And Romania third.
First on the floor in Arena,
says something, doesn't it, when you can have that sort of mistake on bars and the other two to claw it back and not to give too much away. USA, so solid, so determined.
Yeah, their start values, their difficulty is so high.
Alicia Sacramone to the ball, to beam.
She looks very positive, doesn't she? That's a huge jump. Full turn. Very strong in making any corrections necessary. She was a little offline, but pulled the tummy muscles tight and the leg muscles, didn't allow herself to waver. Every arm movement precise. And crisp in performance. The pike front somersault. This is a very important performance for the USA. Links the two jumps that are so necessary. She moves confidently along the beam. That gives the judges the impression that they're going to see good work. Now, are they going to see a good dismount? Lots of power into the double pike. Yes, absolute no nonsense there.
And rightly celebrating, I think. They need that performance at this stage. First up, and very good.
Daniela Drunkia from Romania, the vault.
Halfway through the competition, we had a very close race. Within half a point,
tiny gymnast.
between the three first countries.
Looks wide-eyed, doesn't she?
Barely zips into the takeoff. Oh, whips round, just a full. Or was there another twist I didn't see?
I think she was so fast, she whipped an extra twist in. It looked like she'd really got room for it. One.
Absolutely right, but right at the last minute.
It was, and I suspect the judges will be taking a few marks off for the lateness of the finishing the twist, and she also has legs apart. We sound very critical because it's a fabulously difficult vault, but you can see the legs apart, and that's where the judges take the marks from.
Teammates are happy. The key to this competition is consistency, isn't it?
Yeah, it is absolutely, and of course the gymnasts know it, and that puts them under even more pressure.
Diane dos Santos from Brazil on the bars.
A little bit of a lack of body tension through the back, you can see, and that's where her marks go to. Lovely fast swing, just like she is on floor. Very fast, very dynamic, but the precision's not quite there. Legs are a little bit bent, back's a little bit arched. Lots of difficulty though. Good, high Kachev. Almost looks like she's working in fast speed, doesn't it? This is the way she works. Lots of energy. High double front, comes out just at the right time.
Qualified with this 22nd highest score. I think she might improve on qualification there.
She might do, but can you see how her back is arched when she catches and how late the turn is finished? That's where the marks go to. The catch-off was good and high.
Little bundle of energy.
Steliana Nistor from Romania on the vault.
Good, powerful approach. Nice conversion up. Tucked the first, straight in the second. But it was still a double twist.
She's got good technique. Flips on, lovely push, but she really does bend those knees. We'll lose marks for it.
Well, over to our leaders at the moment. Jana Biga, beam from the US of A.
Very unusual front somersault with half turn, very difficult, and free walkover straight into the layout somersault. Absolutely jam-packed with difficulty, these routines. Seen already 3 very difficult somersault series. Front somersault, you can hear her stamp the landing. The layout somersault. Gymnast has to get a rhythm when they're working on the beam, and she's into her rhythm, you can see. It's very unusual. Back summy to land on one knee. Going to use the whole length of that beam. Look, the back foot hanging off. Big double front somersault. Absolutely blind landing, but knows just where the floor is.
Will that be enough to keep them in first position? Ukraine aren't far behind them.
Oh, I think so. How about you, Mitch?
Very solid. And as you say, Christine, so emphatic in her landings, determined to do a job.
Last on the floor from Ukraine, Olga Shabaty.
Olga Shabatik on the floor from Ukraine.
Pulling back out, but that foot will cost her out of the area. Handspring double front, and that time properly out of the area. We're talking probably a total of 5 to 8 tenths for those 2 mistakes. And really, in this company, with 3 to count, not just a problem, a huge problem. And of course, you have to catch up the music. Two and a half twist and snatch that front somersault. Talk about fast reaction. The crowd certainly are wishing her through this routine. Power, can she control it this time? The double pike, safely negotiated.
Ukraine currently in 4th position. Can that take them up a little bit? USA leading, China in 2nd, Romania 3rd. On we go then to the beam with Chelsea Memel, current all-around world champion. She'll be hoping to do better than she did on the asymmetric pass here, Christine.
She will. And she's got all the experience in the world. She needs to use it now. And another very difficult move. Front somersault with half turn. You can see she won't allow the arms to move into a wobble. And how about that? standing Arabian, half turn into a front somersault. Oh, and she was so strong, you only need to land on one foot.
That was amazing.
That was, wasn't it? She's such a strong gymnast, though, isn't she? So powerful. Into the double pike, makes that landing. Well, if that isn't a performance of grit and determination, I don't know what is.
She was absolutely determined not to let the team down a second time. And such confidence. Look at that standing Arabian, staggering.
Talk about working under pressure. Phenomenal.
Well, she can be proud of that one.
Absolutely, job done indeed. Sandra Isbasa from Romania.
Double twist and nicely controlled.
Romanians in third position at the moment.
This is a good, classy vault, isn't it? You see the lift, then you see her wrap the double twist in, lift up, then the twist, legs beautifully locked together.
Lovely little skip at the start.
One of the better double twists we've seen.
Sandra Isbasa.
In this second part of the rotation, we can welcome...
Scores 15.225 on vault.
Spain. On the beat we have China.
It's coming towards the end.
And on the floor we welcome Russia.
Now this will be a testing moment for China because they are fabulous on beam. If they can give their best, they can overhaul the USA, but they so rarely can give of their best. They work for such perfection that the margins for error are so tiny, aren't they, Mitch?
Well, they certainly put a few problems right on bars. But we were always so impressed with them on beam. They have a touch on their leaps, their jumps, their connections, don't they? Which sets the Chinese apart, really.
It does, but because they go for such like that, such huge split, that they don't give themselves any margins. They don't work within themselves. They always go for the absolute perfect performance. So, whereas we've just seen with the Americans, even when it didn't go wrong, they can pull it back a little bit. Even when it doesn't go right, they can pull it back. That seems to be a feature that the Chinese just don't have. Still warming up on the vault. Each gymnast's allowed 2 vaults of warm-up, which probably takes a little bit more than 2 minutes.
And just 1 vault in competition?
That's right, unless you're in the final or trying to qualify for the final, then you do 2. But all the rest of the time, just 1 vault.
Quite difficult from a coach's point of view to decide which vault to go for in the competition?
No, generally they train just 1. We're grateful that you only have to do 1 thing on the vault and 10 on everything else.
Yeah. The focus there.
Full twist, just the single twist, but beautifully performed.
Georgia Bonora there.
Gathers really well. Very good upward thrust. Just the full twist, but solid start.
Yes, going for less difficulty and hopefully less deductions as well. That's their tactics, that's their game plan. I'm sure she can do more. The Spanish on the asymmetric bars here. Laura Campos. Very nice work. Big high Jaeger. Lovely straight arms on the swings, and then the front somersault in the pike. So she's done it straddled and piked. And the somersault from high bar to low bar, they have to show those. A move from the high bar to the low bar, and then a move from the low back up to the high. Does it well, builds up. Very archy, double straight, but very well landed.
A job done there for the team. Ben will be pleased.
There's the pike, Jaeger, somersault to catch. Back transfer. Nicely into the endo connection. Good head position there by Jaeger from inverted grasp. Really whipping the feet across the bars, taking the shoulder angle out, and really lost the shape a little there on the way in and on the way out.
Waiting for her score. Well, the judge is going to be kind. That's what she wants to know.
Takes all the protection off her wrists and hands. They work so long on the bars, they need protection over the hands, otherwise they just rip holes in them.
Over to Beam we go. Chalking up her feet as well as her hands. As we've seen from Chelsea, every bit of grip is needed. Pan Pan prepares for Beam. Pan here, just waiting for the judges, waiting for the green light. And then she'll be on her way. Hopefully to keep China in second position. There she goes.
Simple but effective. We've said so much about Chinese technique on beam, and there's the leap, one of their characteristic head away on the apparatus. Total confidence. And somersault very quickly adjusted. Walk over. Clear pause there. Somersault into Corbett flick. .360 and some. Lovely side somersault. Deep in the knees to control it. Well, so far, safe. What about the dismount? Double pike, just a step to the side, but for first up, did a great job.
Oh, she's pleased. Waves to the crowd. It's her first World Championships, this. Qualified with the 11th highest score on beam.
Yeah, she didn't have a good competition yesterday at all. So the coaches have shown a lot of faith in her to work her again tonight, and she's repaid them well.
Georgia Bonora scored 14 on vault. Preparing for her next piece of apparatus. Anna Pavlova on the floor for Russia.
The really classical gymnasts of her generation. Lovely high, full twisting double back. Beautiful arms, wonderful extension through the feet. I think she probably stepped out of the floor.
Former world champion, Olympic champion from Russia on the court, Elena Samolotchikova.
Shown her grace and style. Works out of the tumble. That's always a very clever way of finishing a tumble. Takes power into the double back, very well landed. Classy routine throughout.
Such grace.
Cleverly worked routine to show her strengths, really, Mitch.
Zhang Nan trying to continue a great start given by Pan Pan. Very solid. And again in the front somersault. Now then, off the back and the front, beautifully performed. There's the characteristic leap, full twist into the Corbett. Those little touches that present the whole beam exercise. No flicker as yet. And still none. Oh, and as speed.
Still there though. That's the main thing.
That was amazing. All the series, acrobatic series, the leaps. And just let the tension go.
Knows this is such a crucial performance.
And a crucial dismount coming up. Double pike and just a little skip, and there was some beautiful work there. Just that strange little dip and loss of tension in the middle. But this was super.
She qualified top yesterday on beam, and she knew if she can give a performance similar, she can put them in with a chance. Just look how delighted.
Yeah. She knows she had everybody on the edge of her seat. Yeah. Anna Pavlova on floor scored 14.225. So it's all to play for as we go into the last couple of rotations. Amazing. Elena Samolotchikova.
How about that for an opening tumble? Full twisting front summy into triple twist. Been one of the great Russian gymnasts over the years. Gold medalist on floor at 2000 Olympics, and she's still wowing us with that great tumbling. Had to change her work to meet the new requirements of this code of points, and she's really done a great job. 1.5 twists into the double. She twists so quickly and efficiently. All on this last tumble, powers it in, double pike. Super performance, Mitch.
Well, I tell you, I haven't seen her work like that for a few years, and it's really great to see it. Such power, such control.
Yeah, back in 2000, she was Olympic champion.
And there's plenty of evidence of just why, Matt. Look at this.
Brilliant stuff. Gets a score of 15.125 for Flo. Whew. Amazing.
Before the dance rotation, we still had a very close race. Now with China in the lead. Number 2, the United States of America, and number 3, Romania.
So the standings then, here they are, China are now in the lead. Incredible, they've overtaken the USA just by 0.875. Romania, Russia, Ukraine, it's still all to play for, I think, isn't it? It's incredible. What a final this is.
Fantastic final, fantastic.
It's very difficult to stay unbiased in these situations. Isn't it nice to see China perform two pieces, bars and beam, to get them in front of the United States?
It's just lovely. It's what every gymnastic fan would love to see. Not that the United States don't have great gymnasts as well, but the Chinese are the gymnasts. They do everything perfectly. They strive for perfection. So often it doesn't work. But I think there'd be a lot of very happy people in gymnastics if tonight was their night. But I have to say, they're not renowned for great floor routines.
Anna Pavlova on vault for Russia.
Always manages to combine grace, line and power. Just like that, double twist, beautifully done from the Uchenko approach.
What a superb vault. So strong, so secure.
She's such a natural gymnast. She really has got that art of making it all look really quite easy. You wrap in, you bring your arms out to land, hit the top. She never looks too stressed herself, does she?
Calming influence, I'm sure, on the team.
And a good call for Russia on vault. With a good score in hand from Anna Pavlova. Just think about the consistency, that's all she needs. And just the one vault, just the one chance. And then bring up. While she waits for the judges. Going through her mind now, Christine.
I think now, once you get up there, you just want to get it done. You know, you're just thinking, hurry up, judges.
Yeah.
Let me get going. I've done all this work. Now I'm ready to show what I can do.
The judges are ready. So is she.
Strong, powerful run, but very measured approach and lovely lift off. That is a very good vault. Beautiful landing. It's difficult and controlled.
Well, both Russians double twist with absolute aplomb. Plenty of determination, precision on the board. Good low contact, repulses are high, clean in the double twist. This is the very best class vaulting.
I think vault is Russia's best piece. They're very strong vaulters.
Jump 5 on the floor for China. Of course, the USA and China both competing on the floor, so they'll know exactly what they need to get.
Are they strong enough on this piece, Christine?
Well, this gymnast was the top qualifier. But, you know, she's got some fantastically difficult tumbles. We've seen full twisting double backs. Now watch this. Is she going to go for broke? And she does. Double twisting double back. But now she must compose herself and make the next tumble. Seen her fall on this. Whip over into triple. Oh! Keep it up.
Absolutely takes your breath away.
It's gobsmacking, isn't it?
That's a little side run, a double twist. Is winning this last tumble to land on its feet. It does.
Well, it's as simple as that. that is how to win your country a world championship.
She's certainly doing her part here. Fantastic technique. Arms out to steady and stabilize. There was so much beautiful tumbling, explosive, controlled, and risky.
Yes, she's a lovely gymnast. For me, she's the generation, the gymnast of this generation. And here to another great champion, Zamolodchikova.
Look at that power. Another double twist, which just about skips. Now the Russian vaulting, that's breathtaking as well. What a competition.
The standard of this gymnastics has just been absolutely sensational. Here we go again in slow motion.
Yeah, she's very precise. Lift high, legs locked together, dead down the centre. Really good technicians on vault, the Russian team. And they will very much be looking for a medal as well, won't they?
Elena Zamolodchikova, 15.125 on vault. What a great score that was. And this, of course, is the final rotation, so the pressure really is on now. As we go back to China. And Zhang Nan.
We've been here before though, Christine, haven't we? Chinese on floor, they've had a great start though. Can this be the time? Zhang Nan.
China's final gymnast. All of China is with her now.
Such a responsibility on the shoulders of Zhang Nan. She's away. Very high in the full twisting double, just a little adjustment at the feet. Well, she'll be relieved at that start. Safely through the twisting series. did she slightly fall from those pirouettes? And they watch those so carefully, Christine, don't they? The judges. Sense the tension here. 2.5 twists. So far, she's doing the job. Easy in the double twist. This, the tumble that'll set the target for the USA. She'll want to get through it. Double pike, and she's through it safely. And you can sense that the audience want this. Chang Nang doing a great job.
Absolutely brilliant. All the eyes here in this 3,400-seater arena glued on her. And none more so than the 3 pairs of eyes from the 3 gymnasts from the USV.
Absolutely. And she was so determined. You could see the look on her face. She's often quite a sort of relaxed, smiley gymnast, but she approached this piece and every tumble with steely determination. If USA want to beat them, they've got to be at their best.
The hard way.
I think they think they've done enough.
Maybe, maybe not, but they've done their best, and that's all, as a gymnast, you want. The others have to be better now.
And that's what that celebration is about. You've gone out there, you've done your job. Now it's up to them.
Bars. Australia.
Beautifully high front somersault. Australians very clean lines. But that's a struggle. And she's having to take an extra bite at it. So many of the gymnasts have struggled with the transfer from the low bar to the high. All the swinging skills they find easy. Double front somersault with a half turn out. Very nicely performed.
Just sneaking that extra half turn in at the end there. She qualified with the 8th highest score on bars. Just a little niggle in the middle there, though, Chris.
Yes, she'll not quite score so high. This was it. Look, she came in too close. She was absolutely dead. She had to use strength to power out of it. She didn't completely stop, but that'll be an empty swing. And a low cast. It'll cost her probably 0.5 at the very least. She had just relaxed her hand. You can see the down round the bar that holds on. This the double front, half turn, much easier to land, but she sees the floor.
You can really see her spotting the landing there. Wow. China whipped the score. Well, Chen Fei on floor, 15.650. What a great score. That's going to be hard to beat. She thinks they're number 1. 15.425 floor.
We are still waiting for the last score from China on the floor.
Chelsea Memel just warming up. So powerful. Incredible speed. The way she transfers that forward movement into that upward rotation. Incredible.
Russian number 2 and Australian number 3.
You can never, though, can you? Write off the Americans. Never.
Particularly not on floor, which is a piece that they really have a good feel for and have got very high level work, probably higher level work than the Chinese. The question is whether it's sufficiently much higher level to be able to close the gap. Gymnast for gymnast, other than Chen Fei, they can outscore the other two. But they've got the pressure on their shoulders now, haven't they? And just a few little doubts creeping in, which is usually, you know, their strength. There are no doubts.
Be interesting to see too whether Russia can pip Romania for the bronze.
Yes, I think they probably will. They vaulted fantastically, and Romania had a terrible time on bars in the qualifier. They were well down.
Jana Biga from USA is first. Now, by my calculations, the USA team together need 46.750 to win. Can they do it? Well, that's a great way to start. Try.
Double straight from Biga. Full twist, walk out. Punches her way through the triple twist.
They're not holding back, Mitch.
They just can't afford to open back. I don't know if they know how. If you're going to win it with your best work. They're going to need it. Lovely double Arabian, but she's out of the area. These days, expensive, Christine.
Well, a 0.1 at least.
Going to be score for score here. This is such a nail biter. Now then, you cannot afford a clear error. The double pike, beautifully performed. Just a blip.
Great composure to pull it back after stepping out of the area there. This one's going right down to the wire, Christine.
It is. Full twisting front somersault. That's a C difficulty. Straight into a triple twist, which is an E difficulty, but they'll have some deductions there. Legs a little apart, deep landing. See how vigilant the judges are. Lots of pressure on them now.
Yeah, they'll be vigilant. You took the words right out of my mouth. They have to be, because of the pressure when it's this close.
And interestingly, only judges without countries in this top 8 competition are judging tonight.
Over to bars.
Daniela Drunker, and she's got problems already. Let her back go. She's so tiny, she managed to float out of it. Stole her up. And a good swing to the high bar, but can you see the bent arms on the handstand, legs apart? These are all the little deductions that will cost her. Every single time she goes up to handstand, she bends her arms, and the judges have a deduction there, at least a 0.3, so if you think how many times she's gone up to handstand, that'll be very costly to her. But she swings very nicely. Full twisting double back, lovely landing. But I think she gave the judges too many opportunities to take marks away.
And ever the case with the Romanians on bars. I just don't understand how they can be so efficient technically on all the other apparatus.
Look at those legs into the dismount.
Well, back we go to the floor. Alicia Sacramone, where the tension is mounting.
Well, if anyone can cope with it, Sacramone can. Her tumbling is amazing. Double Arabian, which popped through the rafters. Triple twist, rolled round easily. And they are not giving this one up at all. Consistency is one thing, but flair under pressure is another, and she's really attacking this. Superb posture, lovely attack. was confident. Little hop at the end of the 2.5 twist. Into the somersault. Crowd rising to this one. There's the double pipe. She's through it. And listen.
Brilliant stuff. Wow. Alicia Sacramone along with Chelsea Memel. If we add their scores together, they need 31.6. Jana Biga's score, 15.510. .150, sorry. Sandra Isbasa, Romania. The bars. Other teammates there standing by to spot, maybe. Pull out the ball.
Need to keep body shape. Body line so important on this apparatus. A little bit scruffy in the Ginga somersault. Transfer. Negotiated safely. And the double front at the end in tuck position. But they don't really fire you, do they, on this apparatus? It's amazing, really. They're so good everywhere else.
It really is, because you'd think they've got such control, such poise, such good body condition. They look in good shape, like they'd easily be able to swing. But it's obviously something on the early training in Romania.
Chelsea Memel. She knows what she has to do. Question is, can she do it?
Well, she's had a tough time tonight. A fall on the asymmetric bars. A hesitation on beam, let's say. Certainly not a normal trouble-free performance. She's struggled during training this week with an ankle, and you can see she's quite heavily strapped. And of course, when the chips are down, that's when things hurt a little bit more, isn't it? But I'm sure she's tough, and she will want to give of her absolute best.
Still no score for Alicia Sacramone. Chelsea just wants to get on with the job.
They have to wait for the scores. Here we go.
Daniela Junka, 13.050 on bars. Taking a deep breath, and rightly so. Last gymnast to go, United States of America. And Alicia Sacramone's score, 15.250. Go then. Chelsea Memel.
Current world champion from USA, Chelsea Memel.
Can she win the USA World Championship gold medal?
Well, it needs to be faultless. Watch this. Whip over, double Arabian, sky high. Look of determination. Double straight somersault, not a wonder. Had two fantastic tumbles. What's she going to show us now? Oh, 2.5 straight confidence. Just one last test to give her absolute best here. Double back, nails.
Well, talk about pulling it out of the bag. Extraordinary. Now then, hang on a minute. By my calculations, she needs 16.350 from the judges.
Well, for grit and determination, she deserves 17.350, but she's not going to get it, is she, Christine?
We haven't had a 16 on floor the whole championships. I think I would be very surprised. She'll probably have a start value of about 6.1, 6.3. Add that to the 10 maximum. She's probably got a start score of about 16.3. And that's if they take nothing off.
But there was some fantastic tumbling here. Such power. This is the start that Christine was waxing lyrical about. 2 whip-overs into double Arabian. Superb.
That is just mind-boggling, Chelsea.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the last rotation.
You can almost sense the tension from those gymnasts. They've all had a great time, and that, as you were saying before, is the most important thing. Camaraderie there, the American team.
I'll tell you what though, Matt, it's great to see a competition where, to win it, both teams would have had to produce their best. It was a nail-biter all the way down. And what a performance from the Chinese. But what stole the show for me was that final floor performance from the United States. Just
Absolutely.
terrific.
A real joy to watch.
This is where, of course, the competition being 3 performances, all 3 count. You've got no leeway, you know? The very first gymnast for America went out, vaulted, sat down. 0.8 deduction. I'm sure there will be less than 0.8 wins or loses this championships, you know? And that was a pure nerves problem, you know?
Still waiting for Chelsea's score. Maybe an appeal. But a provisory score for Chelsea. That is 15.500. Christine?
Well,
hasn't been confirmed yet, though.
The jury have to agree it. The jury have to agree that score. And we're still waiting it. There's a hush in the arena.
And we're not the only ones waiting for it.
Gonna join in.
Flash up onto the scoreboard and they've got their eyes glued to it.
How long could this go on? That's the question.
When was the last time we saw the Chinese go through without an error in a team competition, Christine?
Well,
have we ever seen it?
Well, I don't think I've ever seen it, no, personally. And they really were poor yesterday in terms of had lots of falls. Maybe they got the gremlins out of their system yesterday.
That's the coaches. And that, it is official now. 15.500 for Chelsea medal. So, the world champions of China. What a celebration. A superb competition. China taking gold. The United States of America just 0.850 behind them in silver. Russia in third. They'll be happy with that performance. Romania 6.750 behind China. The Ukraine in fifth. Australia sixth. Brazil in seventh and Spain in eighth.
And Mitch, I think I'm right in saying that is a first ever world title for the Chinese team, women's team. Great moment in history.
The flag's out.
I think we're all delighted. I have to be honest, on an occasion like this, they've won hearts over a lot of years. People really wanted them to succeed, and they've done it.
fans have come a long way as well.
Absolutely.
What a superb competition. So there we are, the team final competition results are: China take gold, the United States of America second, Russia take bronze, in fourth Romania, Ukraine, Australia, Brazil, Spain in eighth. Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here. Thank you very much indeed.
Wow.
And I guess this is pretty much history in the making, in that China have won both the men's and women's titles here. First time ever. I think, Mitch, it's a big moment in the build-up for Beijing, don't you?
It's big, and with a year to go, you just don't know what's still in the locker. They produced some fantastic performances. Zhang Nan was the anchor figure all the way through, wasn't she?
She really was, and she's always been a little bit of a different gymnast from China. She's built a lot more solidly, so many of them are little waifs, and she's been around a long time. Often they come and go very quickly, but she has been the anchor, and I'm sure this is something they'll hope she'll carry on doing for the next couple of years, certainly.
And they've invested heavily in youth here, so you can see that some of these youngsters will be anchors for the 2018.
Yes, and I think also they have in Cheng Fei an exceptional gymnast. You know, however good your training program is, however good your system is, just every once in a while it throws up a really exceptional gymnast who will light the world up, and she is that, isn't she, Mitch? She's got that special quality.
So exciting to see. We've always associated the Chinese with grace and elegance, but the power pieces like floor and vault, we've been waiting for something like this. But on bars, they came good.
They actually played a little bit of a cagier role this time. They didn't go with their gymnasts who've got all the exciting different moves. They went for the ones they thought would possibly deliver, and it's paid off for them.
And that's the payoff. There's the celebration. They all want a slice of that happiness. Look at that. They've done the double, men, and now the women.
You have to say as well, the United States caved a little bit, very unexpectedly, didn't they? You know, we were all standing there looking at them coming in the tunnel, and they looked like they expected to be the champions, like it would be no hassle. But, you know, sometimes overconfidence can be as bad as no confidence.
But what I liked about the whole competition was that in the past, you and I have both seen mistakes made and they've still won. Teams have still won. But here, it was such a good level of competing that you had to hit.
Yeah.
And I thought the Russians did well. That vault really pulled them into the medals, didn't it?
Yes, and I think, you know, generally from people who've watched the training, watched gymnastics on the circuit, would have been surprised to see Romania in the top three. The Russians are a much more experienced and all-round accomplished team. Romania have their very good strengths, but they also have their weaknesses.
But the Russians produced 3 cracking vaults, all double twists, all pretty well nailed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2006 World Artistic Gymnastics Championships Victory Ceremony. Team Finals Women.
Mine damer og herrer, sejrsceremoni og verdensmesterskaberne i idrætsgymnastik 2006 holdfinale vinder.
Third place and winner is Russia.
Russia then, after a powerful final apparatus for them, deservedly take the bronze medal.
And the winner of the silver medal is United States of America.
They wanted gold. In the end, though, the errors kept them in silver. And what a competition it was.
World champion and winner of the gold medal is China.
The first time ever the Chinese women's team take the #1 podium. And what promise for Beijing. China over the USA, deservedly, right down to the wire. They didn't crack under pressure.
The medals will be presented by gold, Hidinori Futaki, member of the Executive Committee of the International Gymnastics Federation.
The right result, though, wasn't it, Christine? That was the right result.
It was the right result, and they're beautiful gymnasts. They're gymnasts everybody can aspire to be like.
The International Gymnastics Federation.
And great for Zhang Nan, who's done such a good job over the years. I mean, she just wouldn't have dreamt of being on that podium. I'm sure it's a dream come true for her.
Like we were saying, Mitch, they've got a great combination, haven't they? An experienced performer, an exceptional talent, some young up-and-coming gymnasts. You need that combination.
Wow, there's the youth. Two of them did such a great job. And it's strange to think, isn't it, that Chung Fai, who we still think of as a tiny little thing bouncing around the floor, is one of the mature anchors of this team now.
18 years old now, and like you say, a mature performer. And she gave a mature performance tonight.
And I like the Russians too. It was really those three medal-winning teams are what gymnastics is all about. Lots of courage, lots of determination, thrills and spills.
And really great to see three very different styles of gymnastics. America's power and confidence in performance.
And
China's style.
and sheer technique on this occasion.
Please rise for the national anthem of China.
And a moment to save and remember for China. Last night they took the men's, tonight they take the women's, the double. Champions of the world, the Chinese women's gymnastics team celebrate, I'm sure, with their male counterparts. Huge achievement. I think we have to go back, Christine, to the Soviet Union, don't we, to see it doubled like that? Must be that
Yes,
far back.
it must be that far back, yes, Mitch.
The city of Aarhus will present a souvenir gift for the medal winners.
Confirmation. China take gold, United States in silver, Russia take the bronze.
Presented by Phil Luke, manager, Sport Aarhus event, assisted by Jelle Elfier, volunteer director of the organising committee.
And of course, we haven't mentioned yet the British teams. The women's team did fantastically well to achieve 11th place. That keeps them well in the top 12, which is the number, the magic number that qualifies for the Olympics. Next year's World Championships will be the worlds where you have to do that. But we had some very, very young gymnasts on the team, and they did absolutely fantastically.
Well, I couldn't stop your husband talking about it this afternoon on an interview. He was absolutely delighted. And he made the same point, Christine, that to do it with virtually a second team lineup. I mean, you've got the terrific, rock-solid presence of Beth, but they just supported her so well, didn't they?
Fantastically. Beth Tweddle, of course, she's qualified individually, 4th all around, and qualified for the asymmetric bar final and the floor. But other than Beth, none of the other gymnasts had been in a World Championships or Olympics or European Championships, and they performed with great aplomb, almost faultlessly. And of course, the men as well are coming back strongly, 19th for the British men. That ensures they're fighting to next year's World Championships, where they'll be fighting for one of those top 12 places.
Great for Great Britain, but the moment tonight belongs to the Chinese. They emerge victorious over a real head-to-head with the United States. Fantastic to watch. And the Russians quietly beating around in the background. They did their job and came through to take a well-deserved bronze. Absolutely. When I see a competition like this, what a sport this is. We hope you've enjoyed this as much as we have. What a World Championships. From Aarhus, for the moment, it's goodbye.